Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves.
What is the difference between a Democrat and a socialist?
The greatest crisis today is not the Middle East, it's not Iraq, it's Syria, but it's climate change.
Yeah. All the people don't have freedom, all the people don't have justice, and all the people don't have power, so that means none of us do.
The big government lovers painted a picture of doom and gloom in 2011.
The future must not belong to those who slander the Prophet of Islam.
We see it in the STEM program. You know, people have talked about this STEM program being such a great deal.
Welcome to the Abolitionist Roundtable, your all-access pass to the 2016 Black Conservative Revolution. Join the conversation at 734-822-1600. Now, here are your hosts, Del Marsh, Phil Stargell, and Janice Daniels.
Well, good morning. Thank you for joining the Abolitionist Roundtable. Yes, we are leading the conservative revolution. Absolutely. You know, on the other side, folks, there is a revolution that's going on too, but that revolution we don't want anything to be up. We don't want anything to do with. We have to push back all these social programs. We see that all these social programs that were implemented under the first black president. Oh, I'm not talking about Barack Hussein Obama. No, the first black president, Bill. What's Bill's middle name? Bill Jefferson Clinton. Absolutely. And we saw Bill Clinton. He was challenged by some people from Black Lives Matter. He out doing a campaign right now for Hillary. Hillary wasn't there. He's doing the campaign for Hillary. Well, actually, Bill can do campaigns a little bit better than Hillary. She don't have a lot of likability at all. She don't do well in these campaigns. Matter of fact, they always, the news media, the drive-by, is always referring to how Donald Trump is not liked and how our guy, how Kasich is not liked. Well, Kasich might be liked a little bit more, but they always referring to how Donald Trump is not liked, but they never refer to how much Hillary Clinton is not liked. She's not liked at all by people in our own party. They don't trust her. They don't like her at all. And see, the only thing that she feel that she has that qualify her for being president of the United States is not that because she was a senator, she was Secretary of State. These are not great things that she did. It's because she's a woman. That's it. She's going to occupy that position because she's the first woman. I sat on the sideline. I gave you Barack Hussein Obama last time, but this time it's mine. And so Bill Clinton now, he's out on it. And matter of fact, good morning, folks, and welcome to the Abolitionist Roundtable. Let me say, before I get any deeper into our conversation, I want to say good morning to Phil Stargell, the founder, and he has some great commentary for you this morning. Good morning, Phil.
Yeah, good morning. Going back to your point about the revolution.
Yeah.
See, the revolution on the other side,
yes,
is not what they're putting it up to be. They're saying this is a revolution of the Democrat socialists. It's not that. That's not what it is. It is a extension of the communist revolution started by the Communist Party in Moscow and then brought to the point
and it's starting to influence us today.
Where they brought the Democrat Party to the point where they said that they no longer needed to field a presidential candidate back in the 60s because the Democrat Party was carrying their torch from there on.
I remember that comment.
That's
absolutely, right. You're right.
So this is the.
So they didn't have to run. They don't have to run a separate party anymore because they used to run their own candidates under the Communist Party.
Yep.
And so you're right. They no longer have to do it anymore. They can run just like Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is out of that same, the same, tenets of that Communist Party.
Yeah, he was an independent.
Yes.
Now he's running as a Democrat. Hillary just told y'all what the deal is. Yeah. She said it. He just joined the Democrat Party in order to run for president.
That's right.
Well, now that's the communist revolution.
Yeah.
You know, and we can talk about socialists all you want. And this is a extension again of the Democrat Party talking about compromise. Once you compromise with the Democrats, you've been compromised.
Yeah.
Your principles have been compromised because just like this minimum wage, and then going all the way back to the 30s, the Democrat Party was carrying the socialist message. And now this message is communist because the government is so socialized that it's a communist government.
And it's
That's
so
what
big,
we're running.
so big, so socialized. I mean, they create one
communism.
program, and they take down one program, and they create another program to keep those social programs going. And all you're talking about when you say communism, and this is it's a one-party structure. One-party rule. But before, Phil, we go any further, I want to just let our audience know that you don't hear the lady in the studio this morning. But I hope that on the other side of the break that we hear from her. She's out on assignment this morning. She said she was going to try to give us a call later this morning and give us a report of some of the things that she's doing. So I wanted to make sure you know that the lady of the Roundtable, Mayor Janice Daniels, is out on assignment. So I want you to join us next week because you want to hear her commentaries. All right, now let's go back, Phil. So this is what I want to do, Phil. I want to start this out because we got a lot in this agenda. I put a lot in this agenda this morning, folks. If you'd like to join the conversation, give us a call at 734-822-1600. Now, I want to go back to this is in Philadelphia, and Bill Clinton had a clash with some members of Black Lives Matter. And I can't play the whole clip, but I took a couple of sound bites out. And so I want to play a couple of sound bites. I think I have two from that, right, Derek? Two sound bites I separated. So let's play the first one, Derek. I think it's sound bite 263. So play the first half at 263. We're going to comment on that. Folks, on the and you gotta hold on because I got some good stuff to get to, and we're gonna show you that the Clintons Derek, before I even go any further, this is my question. I want to ask you, or ask our audience, is Hillary campaign starting to lose ground because Bill now is out there trying to defend his own record? He's out there defending his own record. And so, he was the first black president now. So as a first black president, and he played the saxophone too. So he trying to let these kids know, wait a minute, when he started wagging that little finger, that's when Bill is upset. Yeah. When that finger come out, when that wag. Okay, so, all right, Derek, go ahead, play that first half, please. 263.
The headlines in the newspapers were full of, now wait a minute, I listen to you, you listen to me.
That's when the finger, there go the finger.
Yeah. Here's what happened. Vice President Biden, you guys know Vice President Biden, whose family comes from Scranton. He was the chairman of the committee that had jurisdiction over this crime bill. I had an assault weapons ban in it. I had money for inner city kids for out of school activities. We had 110,000 police officers so we could put people on the street, not in these military vehicles, and the police would look like the people they were policing. We did all of that. And Biden said, you can't pass this bill, the Republicans will kill it if you don't put more sentencing in.
You see,
I talked to a lot of African American groups. They thought Black Lives mattered. They said, take this bill because our kids are being shot in the street by gangs. We had 13-year-old kids planning their own funerals.
Yeah. All right, Phil.
Well,
all right. Where's
that is a little bit of his own medicine because the Democrats have for years any kind of opposition to their addle-minded bills and laws that they wanted to pass. You were labeled as a racist if you objected to them. And it was even worse for us as black conservatives because we had to stand there and say that we were being manipulated because we did not want that kind of nonsense going on in our neighborhoods. And now you see anything that is in opposition to the thuggery that goes on in our neighborhood.
It was thuggery at that time too.
It's you're labeled as a racist. Now I wonder how Bill Clinton likes it that they're calling him a racist because he was trying to do what it is that some people were calling for. Not me, because I know that was, but people like Jesse Jackson, people like Al Sharpton, they were the ones that were calling for
the Black Congressional Caucus, the NAACP, they were all calling for it. Matter of fact, they were calling for it because the constituents in the neighborhoods, that crack
Charlie
cocaine,
Rangel, your guy Charlie Rangel, what did he do? He called for that action, then turned around and didn't vote for it.
You see that? And he didn't vote for it.
Yeah. How many people on there that were on there that were notable that have always been forcing the president to do these kind of things, and then they turn around and pull out their support.
Okay, so here, this is what I want to point out, that this is from The Root. It said Bill Clinton tried to rewrite history on his own crime bill. Now, this crime bill, remember the crime bill, matter of fact, I want you to hear this, and we're gonna talk about it. Play, Derek, play 261. This is going to set the table for what this backlash is that Bill Clinton is getting. 261. I'm sorry. Nope, that's the wrong one. Not that one right there. I'm sorry. It's 264. 264. That's it right there. I apologize. And we're going to get to a calls in just a minute. But we want the backlash that he's getting right now is something that he did, his administration. At this time in 1994, the Democrats, the ones that had the majorities, Newt Gingrich was not the Speaker of the House at this time. They're the ones that created these bills and sent 100,000 police into those neighborhoods. Absolutely, they might have looked like them, but they the ones that sent those police.
What did those 100,000 police do? They arrested people in the neighborhoods and cleaned up the neighborhoods somewhat, not all of it.
Yeah.
But they cleaned them up, put some people in jail, and the running narrative was, so and so's are gone away for this is his third time.
This is it, and that's what I want to play. So it's 264. Listen to this right here, folks. This is what they're upset about.
That's why police and prosecutors and preachers fought so hard for this bill, and why I am so proud to sign it into law today. When this bill is law, 3 strikes and you're out will be the law of the land.
That's what they upset about, folks.
And you notice what he said? The preachers.
Yep.
Right.
He said they were all on board. Yeah. So he want to make sure that I'm signing this with the preachers, the police, everybody, the neighborhood watch.
But what is conspicuous is the Black Caucus. See, those guys like Rangel weaseled out. They didn't want no credit for this. They know what that boy.
So they wanted this crime bill, but then they didn't sign for the crime bill. So so now the backlash is coming to Bill Clinton. So this was the key word, folks. I don't know if you heard this right here. That crime bill that he signed in 1994, what it did is it gave now, if you remember, they made movies about this, the 3-strike law. So you would see people running from the police. I can't go back. This is my 3rd time. Yep. And so the kids, the people that's upset, the people that's in that audience from Black Lives Matter, these are people whose fathers were affected by that, whose uncles were affected. Absolutely, they were the drug dealers, but they were the ones that were affected by it too, by the 3-strike law. Yeah. And so this is what they upset about. And so Bill is trying to say, wait a minute. At the time, it was crime. Crime was running rapid. Crack cocaine was destroying the neighborhoods. And the constituents, the people in the neighborhoods were saying that the government has to do something. And I answered that call.
And it was about the onset of the crack babies going into school.
Yes.
You know, that idea that this was a phenomenon that was going to have permanent problems with the American public when these crack babies started reaching maturity. So they wanted to stop another generation. So that was the theme of this whole thing, to make sure that we stop this drug revolution in this country. And now what's happening? They're around legalizing marijuana and talking about legalizing everything, just like Mexico.
And so you know what's going to happen? It just like this blowback right now, it's unraveling right under first black president Bill Clinton. It's unraveling under him, and now this is going to, and he see that now. Oh man, I might have to get off the campaign trail. This is going to what I did is starting to affect Hillary Clinton. And so the reason, and Barack Obama, he's not leaving. Remember, we read this a couple weeks ago when he leave in January, he's not leaving Washington. He's going to stay there. He's going to stay there and make sure that he can defend all the laws that he put on the books.
Yeah.
And so, because there's going to be a blowback in 10 years, 15 years, just like there's a blowback right now of what Bill Clinton did. Matter of fact, this is from The Root.